Anybody out there with any 2 cents and any Bible in front of them can pick it up now and read it. It says our. Simple. You get what I'm saying? This is what I'm saying to you about these people who believe in God and know nothing about what they're believing in. You get what I'm saying? This is the I said this to the guy last week. This is fundamental to your belief. The beginning story. You get what I'm saying? It's not like I'm asking you to read Nehemiah or some, Job or Job 1 chapter 3 or I'm asking you to read the Genesis. Genesis, the Jesus story, Moses story, the Noah story. It's all just fundamental to you, to any Christian. So when a man doesn't know about that, where is he really at? What I'm saying is that, blood,
Yeah.
When he says our, that means that it's more than one of them, blood. You get what I'm saying? So I'm not putting anything in. It's what has always been there, but we've been brainwashed to believe in something that is not there. If you read the book, it says clearly, after our image and after our likeness. It's a story, innit, blood? It's not no different from no other story. You're adding stuff to it. You know? Yes, sir.
I edit that. Earlier on, you're talking about like God is a murderer,
Yeah.
But I say, for instance, I killed you, But how can I take what I did not give? So God gave life, So He can take it. He got the right to take it. If a mother gives life to a child, she can strangle it same place.
She's governed under law now.
What about women who can do abortion then?
Yeah.
What about women who give abortion?
Yeah, I'm not saying but they can do that, can't they?
No, but that's taking a life.
Yeah, and what is that then? What do we call that?
That's a sin. That's a sin.
No, that's murder, blood. That's the same.
Murder is a sin.
But so God is a murderer then, isn't he? You just said that anybody that can give life can take it. So if women can murder their children, God is a murderer. We're not saying that. What you're saying? Somehow he's a better class of murderer. He's still a murderer. If God is a murderer.
They believe in reincarnation. Imagine like you thought, you area. He put you on this land to do a job, And it's probably like time. You think your time has come to go,
But hear what I'm saying, blood. Hear what I'm saying. Even that, what you're saying, it doesn't work with the concept of the Bible. The Bible says, let's make man in our image and after our likeness. If you keep mentioning a singular person, then you straight away don't have the right. It's not what it says in the Bible, blood. It just mentions Lord and God later down. But it always says in the Greek, it translates as plural, right? Which means that there was more than one of these creators at the time, blood. You get what I'm saying? So this ideology that we have that God is going to come and save us, and if we pray to God, He's going to come. So you think we live, blood? How do you think I live? And I ban that God. How do you think I live if that is the reason? I ban Allah, I ban God, I ban Selassie. How do you think I breathe in and out if some of these things exist? They are non-existent. They're in your head.
But as I'm saying, I remember that you're probably young, I'm not asking your age or nothing. Probably in your 20s, So we get a source of information from. You want me to believe in you? I listen, You want me to believe what you're saying, But how can I believe what you're saying, I don't know where you're coming from.
Blood, hear what I'm saying. Because you're brainwashed. You're brainwashed into a belief pattern.
That means you're brainwashing me then, because I'm listening.
No, what I'm saying that.
You can't be specific enough to say that.
What?
Yeah, well, I got my information from there. You're saying that you're obtaining information by yourself, then?
No, that's not what I'm saying, blood. Sorry if that's what I'm misleading you in that way. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that there's a whole heap of information out there, blood, that you can read up on and get into. You get what I'm saying?
I know that.
Right, so what do you mean where am I coming from? That's where I'm coming from, by reading and understanding, going to seminars, listening to different points of view, Confucius, Buddha, Allah. What makes you think that somebody in Asia right now talking about Vishnu or Shiva believes any less than you do in your Allah God or your Jehovah God?
So see that book that led you to believe in these things,
It wasn't one book.
Majority of books that you read. Alright. I'm just in the minority. I just read the Bible. I see the Bible as a guidance. The Bible don't say that God is this.
It limits you.
It's just like a step to bring you forward to God.
It says it though. What's your name again, Brad?
Marlon.
It says it, Marlon. It says it. It says our image and after our likeness. It doesn't say anything about leading you. Jesus said, the truth shall set you free. He said, wasn't it not written in your books that ye are gods? So what he's trying to tell you then, before they twist up the story with Paul, that little liar deceiver, that you can develop God from your inner being. You don't have to pray to no outside God. But then he says, later on it says, our Father who art, this is how you pray, our Father who art where? In outer space. May it be on earth as it is in outer space.
But you think heaven could be on earth? You don't know where heaven is.
Heaven, no, but it's clear. There's a lot of it's clarity. We're dealing with clarity. Yes.
So the rain.
Listen.
Yeah.
The rain there's a lot of clarity in the book in terms of where heaven is, right? Upwards and the rain and heaven so it's clear. We don't have to double talk that one, yeah? It's clear where heaven is. Heaven isn't on earth. You know what I'm saying? So when you say our Father who art in heaven, you're saying our Father who is not on this planet. By this time, don't you understand the passage of time within the Bible? He walked and talked with Moses. There are passages in the Bible where he actually spoke to Moses face to face. Yeah? So he was a being. He was a human or a physical being. He was no formless, whatever you call him. Yeah. So but as time went on, he had left the planet for whatever reasons, and now they developed this Son of God later down, which is Jesus. And then Jesus says to the Jews who are now trying to live off the vibes of Moses and them man there, that you are tricking the people them. You're leading them up the garden path with this religion thing that you're dropping. Yeah? So they murdered him, they killed him because he was bringing the truth to the people them. In the sense he was taking he was making the blind see and rare, because he was a man of the mystery system. What you call a mystery was just a science to Jesus. Jesus was Jesus knew the sciences of what we don't know today. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Can I say two quick things before I go?
Yeah, bro.
Alright. For one, what do you think of Selassie? What do you think he is? Like?
He's a human being. He's a human being. He was a great man.
So why people believe in him say Selassie and make them? I actually believe in the next human say the human making them.
Yeah, because people have seen Selassie and believe in him. People have never seen Jesus in their entire life believe in Jesus. They pray to Jesus as a God.
People seen Selassie and Yardo.
Yeah, but I'm saying, I'm just trying to show you how incredible the whole thing is. You can't just look at them, because what I'm saying to you is that the Christians and the people who believe in Muhammad, they never saw him. At least they saw this man. So which one you prefer to believe in? Something that you never see or something that you've seen? I don't know.
Something I never saw in the case of Selassie.
You know what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? Well, the point I'm trying to make is that it doesn't make no difference whether you see them or you don't see them. Believing in a man is a concept of worshipping a man. If you want to worship a man, that's totally up to you. Whether you worship Jesus or Selassie, that is up to you.
Yeah, that's I mean, you say that you worship yourself then, yeah?
Yeah.
Then
no, I didn't say I worship myself. I said I believe in myself. I said
you believe in yourself. So you said you read a lot of different books, yeah? Yeah. So which specific book here led you to believe that, that there's Christianity and everything?
He wants the name of a book so he can go investigate it.
There's loads of books.
I'm confused, you get me?
Yeah, I'm here.
Because you're saying that you read books, and then when what's the name? I can't remember his name beside it. Smooth, was saying that you read the Bible, yeah. You saying that's written information, but you obtain your information from a written information as well. Seeing is believing, and A says a lie.
And that's the point we're trying to make.
Hear what I'm saying, rude boy. Yeah. Seeing is believing. You're saying, yeah.
Yeah.
So how do you work the house? How do you believe in the Bible if seeing is believing? I don't understand that.
You're seeing the letters.
I'm having
You're seeing the letters.
I'm seeing the letters and I'm having faith in it.
Star. Faith is a lot. You can have faith in your girl not sleeping out on you. You can have faith in loads of things. What do you think faith is? Some high level of faith is just faith.
I know.
What I'm saying is that it can be still even though it's there, it can be misconstrued. It can be going the wrong way, blood.
Yeah.
So I'm saying that I've read books about modern day issues, right? So that I can look at latter day issues. So I can look at the former issues that have gone by and say to myself, do they make sense now?
Yeah.
Blood, if you listen to a simple story. One of the stories what I read that made me understand certain little brainwash that man's running on, man.
Yeah.
When in World War I, right?
Yeah.
Some GIs landed down in New Guinea, Papua New Guinea. You get me?
Yeah.
Right. And they were just some GIs. They were just some war veterans, blood. Not veterans, but they was fighting a war. Yeah. The Papua New Guinea people, them bow rude boy, them people there, they was just like God, and they named them John From because they were people like John from Bruston and rare.
Yeah.
So because these people were primitive, and these other people came and landed in their village who had advanced technology, the backward people worship the advanced people. All Christianity is and all this religion thing is about primitive mind states, not understanding the technology of today, like the radio waves we're using, our little pay-as-you-go phones, our microwaves, our digital television. The backward mentality can't help you with that, blood. You know what I'm saying? It don't change nothing, blood. That's all I'm saying.
So when you read the Bible, do you feel a different thing than when you read a storybook? Like, you
No.
that storybook.
Blood. I was brought up on the Bible. Yeah, I went to Baptist church and all that. I banged tambourines. I did resistation, all that bollocks. Yeah. Sorry, well, I did all that. Yeah. But to me, at the end of the day, when you come to knowledge is truth. Truth is more attained from knowledge. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you just keep believing in stuff and having faith in stuff, that is not truth. Like I said, you can believe that this guy, your brethren, you could have faith that your brethren would never thief from you. You could have belief in that, but the fact is, he will thief from you. So there's a difference between your belief and the fact. That's all I'm saying, blood. You get what I'm saying? And I'm trying to show, what I'm trying to do tonight is show that there's belief and there's facts. And you know what Smooth was trying to do is disassociate by trying to make different general what you call it?
If you want to know what I'm trying to do, ask me.
I don't know. I'm saying how I see it. He's trying to put different scenarios into the place. To try and confuse the issue. He doesn't want the issue to be any clearer than it is. Because to me, if you're gonna say, the Bible is documented. I know slavery. I've seen slavery because it's all documented. And then I say to him, so he says that he believes the Bible and the Bible's documented. But the documentation of the Bible has got a load of white people in it. But he doesn't believe that the Bible's got what is about white people. That means he's contradicting himself.
Can I say something?
Well, that's up for the people to do.
Live caller. We're gonna have to let go of you now because
after Lodgers, after Breeze out, I want to quickly do one thing. You get me? You can talk about it after I've gone. You get me?
Go to black.
It seems like man forgot what I was saying as well.
Well, let's leave it.
Doctah X over here.
Medea.
Can you tell the listeners, the books them to read and go and gain knowledge, so they can probably believe. Because they can't just listen to what you have to say.
No, that's fair enough.
So if you can tell them what books to go out there and read, and obtain the knowledge, then that would be fair on others. You get me? You can't just make what you say. You get me? I know probably you're trying to be a leader, or are you just trying to be someone to guide other people? You get me?
I'm a vehicle. I'm a vehicle.
I'm gonna go now.
Respect rude boy.
Just show me. You get me? Just show me the books them now.
Respect
Alright, then stay here, blood.
thank you for your contribution.
X, I was gonna touch on that point. I mean, you commented that people like me that think like me will always remain slaves. And I'm not attacking you with anything. I just want to know how you suggest we move forward. Like in this day and age.
Okay. First of all, what
this isn't a
I know, but no, it doesn't matter. No, I'm just saying because I can handle it. I don't mind attacks. You get me? It's all about that. You know what I mean? That battling. But what I wanted to do was like this caller was talking about like other books and that, and I'm saying that there are books like the Doctor, what they call it, what's they call it again? The Dr. Youth books. You get what I'm saying? Those are key books, mate. Trust me. Those books there. They're books by David Icke, who will tell you about the conspiracy of white. He's a white man that will tell you about the conspiracy of white people. You get what I'm saying? The book called The Biggest Secret, The Biggest Lie. Is it The Biggest Secret or The Biggest Secret? Yeah, David Icke. That's a white boy. You get what I'm saying? You got books by Dr. Yu who tells you about all kinds of you get this shop right under the Brixton Recreation Centre would show you about all the connections with the Bible. When Ezekiel sees all them round circles in the ship and all that, and he will show you that is a spaceship. He will draw that out for you as it is written in the Bible and show you that the only thing that you can represent that particular thing that Ezekiel saw was a spaceship. You get what I'm saying? The beam me up Scotty syndrome hasn't come into play yet. If we still keep having technology the way we go, we'll outlive God. You get what I'm saying? And all the miracles that you think was happening back then, it's just technology displaced. It's misplaced or science misplaced. Sorry, I've got to answer his question again. But I'm just trying to deal with this caller because what he said. I'm just saying to him, there's loads of books, like books on Out of Egypt, another book by Doctor, I can't remember his name, Out of Egypt it's called. It shows you where the Council of Nicaea, where a group of men sat down and created Christianity. It shows you how they came together in the Council of Nicaea, and I think it's the year 500 AD, how much 100 years after Jesus had gone, and they created Christianity. This is documented knowledge. This isn't me off the top of my head. This is fact. You can go and look this up. You get what I'm saying? You'll find out that Constantinople, you'll find out that Christians murdered all the people who knew other things other than Christianity. They murdered them and burnt them at the stake and stuff like that. You look into these books about ancient Egypt and all that, and you will find it, blood. It's nothing that one particular, like Dr. Yu, great man, you know what I'm saying? There's nothing that just only he has. Lots of white people have it. Lots of Asians have it. Lots of Chinese have it. It's knowledge, blood. Seek and you will find. Yes, sorry.
We're gonna take an ad break here.
Remember the telephone number to participate on this debate is 0171 737 6677. Once
So are we
again,
like, yeah, I do like
0171 737 6677.
He was on a roll. What do I do? What do I do, babe?
No, we won't have none of that. Yeah. So, you get me? See, coming like, child, they don't know. They really ain't got a clue. 07940 186 The number to ring is 07940 186 That's the studio number. If you want to give us a call and we'll see what's up. You know what I'm saying? This is what, you know, I got to do this because I want people to understand that we don't ramp and play with that. You get me? It's time now that people understand that. There's a lot of people just chatting a load of crap. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people that have been caught up in a belief pattern from, you know, from they was young and stuff like that, and, you know, they're stuck there and they really believe, so boy, you know, they have to go through like that, and they don't have to. You question things. You seek the knowledge base of things. You get what I'm saying? And that's how you find truth. That's how you come to a greater understanding. You question. You get what I'm saying? All the time. And then all these little sappy little, and question them hard. Like how they used to question Jesus. Question them hard. Don't let them keep asking you questions. There's not a lot of these people that are talking on the radio, yeah? Well, let me ask you a question. They don't know nothing. They're just hosting a show. They're using a show just like a lot of the radio DJs and all that, using the show to get a step up. They don't really care about people. They just want to step up. So they use the show as a stepping stone to something else. And let me ask you a question. So do you think that black people are not good with each other? Let me ask you a question. Do you think that we should support white institutions if them, you know, that's all they ever say. So, I mean, anybody can do it. You know what I'm saying? They can do that. Just go on the radio and ask questions and say, phone this number, 07 rare, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Do you think that black people are racist? You know, that's all they do. And then you phone up and, yeah, me thinks that black people are racist, you know, because and yeah. So let me ask you a question. You know, it's just that kind of talk. You get what I'm saying? It just keeps going on and on and on. Nobody's got nothing to say. So really, you haven't got no intellects in the community. You got no intellects on the radio. And what they don't like about Doctah X is they claim Doctah X is egotistical or whatever the case may be. Because I know some stuff. You get what I'm saying? I just know some stuff. I'm not greatly knowledgeable more than anybody else. Maybe the way I put it across, maybe my stance and all that kind of stuff. But I know some stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's not, I don't know that on 1066, on this, on, I don't flex like that. But I'm able to sociologically talk about issues that affect our community and people like us. You get what I'm saying? From sex all the way through to, advance with a sort of economic basis, a political basis. I can just keep talking. You get what I'm saying? I could stay on the radio for hours and just talk about the world of stuff. You know what I'm saying? But I would, some phone call would do it. The line's a bit quiet today. Was it because we changed the number? It's 07940 186 067. That's 07940 186 067. Yeah, can somebody out there give me a call at least to let me know the phone's working? Cause this phone is strangely quiet today. You get what I'm saying? It's not a usual thing. So if somebody's out there listening, anybody that's out there, just give me a call on the number and just let me see if it's working. Cause it's kind of strange. Yeah. And then any of the the Genesis listeners, give me a call on the number. Yeah, and let me see if this phone's working, because we're now getting a card. 07940 180. There, well, it's working, isn't it? Yeah, 07940 186 067. So it's working. So obviously you don't want to call me. Yeah, I'm trying to link that up. Hello? Hello, Genesis?
Doctah X?
Yeah, speaking.
Yeah, you're going through the Bible.
Yeah.
If you, Leviticus 13, verse 3, as the Bible is concerning the Old Testament, right? The Caucasian race actually comes from Albina.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's through the currents of when you want to know someone attempt to bugger him.
Yeah. But listen, Who am I speaking to?
John.
Okay, I heard you spoke last week, did you?
Yeah.
Yeah, respect. You see, what happened, due to the primitive mindset of our people, yeah, we believe that it's because of that, yeah? I don't necessarily think it's that. I believe that there is it's like some form of disease happen, yeah? And the albino, where it says when the white is rising, yeah? And if the hair upon your head is yellow, is that what you're talking about in Leviticus? Yeah. Well, that's the formation of the albino race, which is the original white man, yeah? So what happened is that if the skin turned white and it was rising, it means you were turning white. And if your hair was turning blonde, you're like an original albino, you were turning white. So what we done, or what the Africans did, because obviously white comes out of black, yeah, it has no pigmentation, so they would have had to have come out of a black people, yeah. You agree with that, yeah?
Yeah.
So what we did was we ran them out. You get what I'm saying? We quarantined them, as you can read in Leviticus, yeah. We quarantined them and we ran them out. That's why they ended up in the Cocos Mountains. You get what I'm saying? And that's why what I believe anyway, that's why they came back at us later down as centuries and centuries went on, and basically, kind of had revenge, basically. You get me? So yeah, that's clear. But a lot of people don't read that. How long has it taken you to read that? I read that before, and I didn't read that close into it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I do understand that, John, that white people come from us. But the reason why I don't go there is because I prefer for somebody else to go there. You know what I'm saying? Because really and truly, there's so much in there that shows you the developmentation of the truth of how we came into existence. Also, earlier in Leviticus, it shows you how that particular God is saying, him don't want nobody who is short. Yeah? If you've read the whole of Leviticus, he doesn't want nobody with no flat nose. He doesn't want anybody with no infirmity to join his particular race of people. Yeah? Let them. Have you read that bit?
I've read that bit.
Yeah. Well, I can't tell you exactly. Hold on. I'll tell you if I can tell you. See if I can find it. Also, remember I was telling you last week about the goat skin. How on earth do you get this guy? Oh yeah, Leviticus 21, yeah? Mm-hmm. Look at Leviticus 21, 17 to 24.
Yeah.
Yeah? Can you get to that?
21.
Leviticus 21, verse 17 to 24.
Let me see.
You found it?
No.
21, 17 to 24. It says about what I just said.
I haven't seen it in my Bible.
No, Leviticus. You must have Leviticus 21.
You have Leviticus 21.
Yeah, now
go from 21 and it stops at 13.
It stops at 13.
That's right. 21 to how much you said?
Verse 17.
17.
Yeah.
Yes.
What does it say?
Let me see. And the Lord speak unto Moses, saying, Speak unto Aaron, saying, Whoever he be of thy seed throughout your generation shall have a blemish. Is that the one?
Yeah, go on.
Let him not approach to offer the bread of his God. And next chapter, that is 8, that is 17.
Yeah, you'd have to carry on. That's the whole of 17. But it goes on. All right, it goes on to say anyway that him no want anybody who blemish, anybody who have any infirmity, him no want them approach him. You know what I say?
Yeah, me see about the flat nose.
Eh?
Yeah, me see about the flat nose.
You see?
Yeah.
So how you then who blood? Who have the flat nose?
I mean,
right. So it's a strange mix-up, isn't it?
Yeah,
we're black.
Eh? It's a contradiction.
Yeah, we're black. And we got flat nose, but God don't want nobody with flat nose to approach him.
That's right.
That's strange. I'm no dwarf. You read that part, no dwarf neither. Him not on a short people. So he creates everybody, but he only picks a certain genealogy. He only picks a certain type. Now and then people wonder why everybody wants to look like Mr. Atlas and Mr. You know what I mean, and body look good, and you know what I'm saying. If God is going to pick a certain type of genetic structure, then obviously it's going to be like that in the rest of the world.
I think majority of the Christian people avoid this part in their Bible. You know?
Oh, most definitely. Most definitely. In Numbers 25 verse 1 it says he's telling them to kill other people who worship other gods. Kill them. I mean, it's their blood. You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying to you is their Numbers 1, Numbers 25 1 to 5. You know what I'm saying? And and Judges it says don't fear other gods. I mean, I'm trying to make people realize, you get what I'm saying, just realize that something else is going on in the same old Bible, but you've got to open your eyes and stop listening to the preacher and the pastor, because all he wants to do is get you in his organization or his institution called the church so that he can take money from you. He is a charlatan. He is a pimp. Like most of the pastors and the preachers, they are pimps. They pimp the people.
I think right now the church is the biggest money spinner
in the world.
Right now. And
I agree.
If black people continue, especially you continue in this country, to follow the Christianity, they will forever be poor and miserable.
For real.
There's no job they will be getting.
For real. And also, they will lose a part of their development. You know, like how this preacher that I played earlier on was talking about self-image and rare. Yeah. If you develop all that through God, you'll always need God. You get what I'm saying? If you develop it from yourself, if you look at the way you've treated your brethren or your friend or your sister or your mother or your brother and repent that to yourself and say, no, that doesn't seem right. You get a little boost from even a book or a magazine or a video or something where somebody can show you another way to look at something. That's good enough. And go back and say to your father, mother, brother, sister, whatever, boy, I'm sorry about that, you know, and I'll try to do a different thing. And you get what I'm saying? From my art to your art. You get me? Not through God. You look how much people them are talk about, they're still weird as ever, talk about in Jesus' name, how many.
But Doctor X, don't you believe that majority of these people who, talk about Christianity, they have a certain weakness and then playing on people weakness?
Definitely.
I think this is one. The kind of fantasy land.
Yeah.
Make believe.
Yeah, make
you
believe.
You can believe in something we're not going to stop.
Why? And that's why we got so much divorce. They're married 1 week, next month them do. You know what I'm saying? Because people are not doing with themselves as real people. They deal with themselves through the art of a pastor or through God. If you deal with, some people are weird, you know, John, proper fucked up and weird. You get what I'm saying? And true, God said in their Bible that you must, you sin and I will forgive you. They don't have to work on themselves. Them feel them have to just wait till the weekend and make a whole heap of prayer and everything is all good. But the strength, that's why I tell you that they're weak. Because they won't, some of the pain that they have to face with some of the weird, messed up things that they do to people, you know what I'm saying? My friend works in a home, they fright their children. All these people believe in God, you know, they can't manage their children, they can't get none of the church, the pastors or the churches to ask God to help them to manage the psychology of some of these sick children. You know what I mean? You know, the ones that were cuss and guan and teeth and rare. Why comes God ain't helping the pastors them to help us? Why is it all the pastors them are taking their holidays and going elsewhere? Why isn't the church got institutions to help all these sick people in our community? Why are they taking so much money and nobody's getting no better? Nobody's doing no healing of the sick like Jesus did. Nobody's turning no water into wine like Jesus did from the churches. All they're doing is filling it up, singing songs of praise to God, and then going home at the end of the day with the church hall full of money.
Well, Doctor X, I believe, right? And I think I'm quite certain of this, that in the year 7300 years from this, Christianity will totally be abandoned. And you're going to see the improvement of sodomy.
Yeah. Because
you just see what's going on now. Right now, it's what's on telly now. Everything's about sodomy on telly.
Yeah, isn't it?
This guy at Bristol give out. He's a book. You want them guy they're sodomite. And they gradually making you believe that it is good
and natural.
And if you give against it, you have got no job.
That's right. And what
you say, if you're a man who say, for instance, you go to university, and you're a man who rely, say for instance, on job wise with all the accounts and all government department, some people inside they can't even make an opinion.
Yes, that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to shut us down, Batman them.
Yes. So if they know what happened, they cell phone, you become a Batman too.
Yeah, and them I tell you, them I show you last week. Oh, them have Beanie Man on the Batman show. Oh, them have Batman on Ian Wright show. Them have Batman on East End as a black man. The black man I asked them on East End, oh, come in and fancy me. Everywhere black man, then them have to mix it up in a Batmanism. You know why? Because the Greeks, people think that when all the Batman come to play, the world is going to destroy, but it doesn't. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't happen. The world doesn't destroy itself like that. We start again, if anything. But what will happen is that a lot of them will take over. Like in Roman, it's not the first time that this is going to happen. You know what I'm saying? They did it in Roman times. They've got Roman vases. They've got Roman historical objects with homosexual on it. They've got old Anglo-Saxon objects. They've got Anglo-Saxon Bibles with homosexuals. They've got, there was a show on Channel 4 where they got homosexual statues. Homosexuality is not just coming up. It had to be hidden because of the war. And they didn't want the homosexuality to mess with the soldiers then. So now that it's all over and we're back in what they call maritime or peacetime, yeah, the homosexuality can rise back to its heights again. Now with technology now, they've now created this cloning and this sperm, this what they call it, IVF treatment. So now Batiman them now can have children, where back in the day they couldn't.
So therefore, would you say then, for instance, that sodomy then is hereditary in the European race?
Most definitely, most definitely, most definitely. There is no two ways about that, in my opinion anyway. Sodomy and homosexuality is a paramount part of about the European white Caucasian culture. Is paramount. There are homosexual genes in the African race too, but there's a difference between being paramount, which means that, you know, near the top, and, you know, a fervent part, and just being in it. You get what I'm saying? It's like I might have a bit of Indian blood in me, but I'm mostly black. You get what I'm saying?
So therefore, when we deal with sodomy then, because it's a kind of
unnaturalness.
Because it's unnatural. It's derived from pain. So therefore, it's sadomasochism.
No, that's another level. Because you see in the Bible, there's many different types of races. Yeah, like there's Nephilim, there's a son of Anak, the giants. There were gods in those days, right? There was also a lot of bestiality and sexual activities that were beyond, you know what I'm saying, that they don't detail in the Bible, yeah? So bestiality must have been going on within that same time, yeah? If we believe in the corruption, yeah? If the Sodom and Gomorrah, there was sodomy going on, there must have been bestiality going on, yes?
Yes.
Because it's all a part of that whole corruption, yeah? So what happens within that now is that in the earlier time when genes were, this is my look on things anyway. When genes were being formed and making strong, there was a lot of people who were made to do a certain job. You get what I'm saying? Adam and Eve was just a bunch of slaves. The Adam and Eve syndrome was making people to work the planet. That is why we worship God. We worship God because He is our master. He put us on the planet to work for Him. You understand? But the gods, the first ones that they made, the male and female, were the sons of gods. Were actually closer to God. But Adam and Eve was closer to man. We was made to do work. But this serpent, he broke up because there were more than one God. If you're following my drift, right? Remember, it's more than one God, right?
Yeah.
So you had some gods who wanted the workers to work on the planet, which is to, you know, that's why it was in Africa. What's in Africa? Gold, minerals, and all these kind of things, yeah. So they made man to work. But somebody, this serpent race of people or whoever they were, came along and spoiled the plan. It doesn't necessarily have to be a serpent. It could have been somebody, like, you know, like I said, boy, there's a worm, you know. Boy, there's a snake, you know. Yeah? It could be somebody that was against the plan. And what he did was initiate something in man to make man become more than just a slave. You understand? And that's when the other gods now saying, man has been, remember what I clearly say, you know, John, it's more than one of them. What does he say after? He says, they say anyway, man has become like what? One of us. Yes, not one of me, not like me, but one of us. You understand? So that what was the war was between? It was between different gods. That's why there's so much gods all across the planet. Because different gods would have went to different parts of the planet to do different works. All they were was advanced peoples. That's why you can't. That's why some of if you got to put all the creation together, you can't be isolated in the Bible. Otherwise, you lose yourself. Yeah.
Sure.
That is why there's so much advanced work on the planet that man still hasn't reached yet. Because the gods created it. Man was just a part of the slavery, like to build a pyramid. Man didn't have the plans to build a pyramid. The gods had the plans to build the pyramid. All man did was carry out the work. You understand what I'm saying? That's why they ended up, mummifying certain pharaohs and all that. Because what the gods did, they created a class of human being, right, that was cleverer than another class of human being. So the ruling classes, that's why you can't get rid of classism. You had the ruling they gave certain people certain genetics, right? They gave certain, like, that's why you got Batman in their genes, isn't it? Because God made, if it's genetic, yeah, then God made it, isn't it?
True.
Because that means that if they say it's genetic, God must have made Batman. Why did he make Batman? Maybe he only made a race of beings as well as Adam and Eve to only live out one generation. Because he wanted them to do a particular type of work. That's probably where the giants, maybe the giant, who knows? That's why they're no more, and that's why they're no longer, because their race died out. But somehow the gene is still somewhere on Earth, or still managed to survive on Earth. I don't know, I'm just guessing. You know what I'm saying?
So therefore, in this society, then we will have the sodomite then is making such an inroad. What is the future of black people in this country?
Unless they wake up from this slumber and this sleep, yeah, they're gonna be like in Greek. Don't you think black people was in Rome?
Quite possible.
Quite possible. They was there. You know what I'm saying? They just are gonna be missing. We are missing now. Do you think history is recalling any black man unless he's boxing or running down a lane?
True.
History ain't recalling no black man. They ain't writing us down in their books.
Yeah.
They don't give a shit about us. They're living out their life.
As far as you're concerned, we don't exist.
We're not even here. Where are? Tell me where we are. I'm asking you a question. Show me where one black person is of any relevance. We're TV stars, we're jokers, we're musicians, we're singers, we're boxers, we're athletes. Where else are we? How on earth can you be in history and you got nothing and you represent nothing?
True.
You're an entertainer. How's history going to recall you? Oh yes, and back in the year 2000, from 1960s, from the 1950s, they came out of slavery and they became administrators for the European culture. They became slaves and they became entertainers and jokers for the European culture.
Yeah.
That's what you're going to be written as. You're going to be written as shit else, because you're not. There's no everything you're doing. If you want to be a member of Parliament, the Parliament has been founded from when and when. So you're in their system. They will be able to paint you in 500 years' time as a white man.
True.
So even if you're black, some of these guys that you see, like they say William Shakespeare, and some of these people are black. But because you wasn't that great in the system, they can paint you as their color they want.
True.
Like how they painted Martin Luther King lighter than he actually is. You get a picture of Martin Luther King now, he looks like he's nearly a half-breed.
True.
You know what I'm saying? That's like these people are very, very smart people. Yeah. And black people with their loving of God, and they underestimate white people and they underestimate power. They don't want power, they want to be slaves. They want to keep worshipping God. And God made man as a slave. That's why man calls him what? Master.
Because in last week's Telegraph in the Arts and Media page, they was talking about Christianity.
You was telling me, yeah.
And they said there's no picture of Christ. Nobody know the color of Christ. Right?
Yeah.
But I think one of the reasons they say, if you go back to the Bible in I think it's the last chapter, where it says, for instance, I think they erase that part out of the article. And this is how they erase anything which is not white.
Yeah.
Anything which is not white,
Yeah, definitely.
It's totally being erased.
Yes, right. That's right. What have we got? In the Muslim faith, the only black man in the Muslim faith is what his name is what? Bilal. And what is he? A slave.
Yeah.
He's the only person represented in this Asian religion, and black man's running to be Sunni Muslim.
Yeah.
Why would you want to be a Muslim when the only representation of you in their book is a black man who's a slave? Don't you understand the psychology of that mentality?
Yeah.
That's silly. I would never want to be no bloody Muslim, so that I can be represented. Every time I look in the book, yeah, Bilal, yeah, he was a singer. Allahu Akbar, the adhan or whatever what he's supposed to do. He was the first one. He's a singer. He's a singer and a slave. Please, don't you see how they want to represent us? Yeah. And people are running to be Muslim because they're running away from Christianity. They're running out of one devilish religion into another one.
Right away, them undermine him.
Yeah, man, it's ridiculous. And I feel. Huh?
From the moment you go in the door, you've been undermined.
Of course. Because
you see what they're doing right now, and I think sometimes maybe it's financial insecurity.
Who? Which one?
Sometimes for our people.
Our people.
Yes.
Yeah, but
you
boy.
See, because you see, because it's fake belief. There are some people who like to believe in something. When they get the want to go to funeral, especially our people, they say, this is where they're blind.
They should what?
Come shoot peace of mind.
Say that again, sorry, I'm losing you.
Some people,
yeah,
because it consumes them. When they pass away, they want a good funeral.
Yeah.
Because I think this is known.
Oh yeah, they're on, but it's all about the poor self-image. This is what that man's talking about. This is what the pastors do. Rather than tell you to strengthen your image, they keep the loop going. Yeah, strengthen your poor self-image. Come to God and create the whole thing going again. You understand? Hello?
Anyway, that's right. I'm going to give some literature.
All right, respect, John.
There's one thing now.
Yeah.
They can't really say much about Christianity with you because it's all in the Bible.
It's all in
but
there.
They don't read the Bible, you know.
Yeah.
If you go asking them about the Bible, they don't read the Bible. Them only certain parts in the Bible, maybe the New Testament. Then start talking about Christ. And if you ask them anything, they run away.
That's right.
They run away. You tell them, you fantasize things and they will agree. Anyway, Doctor,
nice one, yeah? Alright, respect.
Alright.
Yeah, please. Yeah, that was John, yeah? Elder in the community, 58 years of old, and he's able to lift this that veil of blindness from his eyes, and that those like when Jesus touched the man's eyes and them two the glaucomic scales dropped off his eyes. Yeah, that's where we got. So we know that it's not just young people, people who are looking for knowledge and searching for the betterment of self. Yeah, will look to themselves and then start to question what man has laid down for us as our pathway to healthy self. As he was talking about the sodomites, them and all that. Yeah, a lot of these guys, a lot of these people are scared. I mean, we're only a little small station. You get what I'm saying? So I don't know how many people we're reaching and rare. We're just like a minority within a minority. You get what I'm saying? It's a couple hundred, I don't know how many. You get what I'm saying? If that. You get what I'm saying? But we're doing something because, that's what we want to, we're doing something because we believe that there's something in that. And there's a whole set of people out there who would seek to undermine anything you do. There are people who, with their love of God and that love, who don't even love themselves. And they have this Christian version of love from Valentine's Day, or romantic love from Romans. You get what I'm saying? And they feel that they feed you that, and they think they're giving you something. They're giving you nothing. They got nothing to offer. They're empty vessels. Their mothers and fathers grew them up as Christians, and they believed in that stuff. They believed in all the morals that Christians have, which are two-faced and double standard. You get what I'm saying? They have a monogamous lifestyle when they have one of the biggest, the highest prostitution levels on the planet. You get what I'm saying? How's that work out? So isn't that a hypocrisy? How can you have Christians and have prostitutes at the same time? How can you have monogamy and have whirler prostitutes at the same time? There's something wrong about the whole system. It's all messed up. It's all devilish or whatever, one-sided or whatever. You get what I'm saying? So when you start to talk to these people, they just use it. They use it because they realize that if they, as long as they keep having this level of people which they can control, yeah, they can always talk about God because they can use God to control other people. That's what they use. And as long as you keep believing in God in the manner in which you keep believing, you'll always be under somebody else's control. Because none of these religions have control over nothing. All their escape route is God, or Jah, or Jehovah, or whoever. That's their escape route. They got nothing. They're busily trying to eke out an existence in this country, just barely existing. They start little workshops. They do this. They do this. They got nothing. They got no independent organizations. Everything's run through the church, which is run by Roman Catholics, or which is founded by white people or Caucasians or Europeans. If it's not run through the church, it's run through the government, which is founded by Christians and Caucasians and Europeans. So you got nothing. Your taxes, you're feeding them again. You have no choice. I'm not saying to don't do that or rebel against it, but the point is, you have no choice. If there was a choice, there is no choice. Well, you're going to go to Africa where there's more starving people than anywhere else, or Jamaica where there's even more starving people. You can't just go somewhere and hang out. You got to have something to offer that place where you go. I think you can just go and hang out in Jamaica. You can't hang out. You got to have, what are you offering Jamaica? What are you offering Nigerians or Ghanaians or whatever? What are you offering them? You got to give them something. The reason why they all flow, so why Nigerians are flooding here and Ghanaians flooding here and Jamaicans flooding here, because this has got money to offer them. And they got nothing to do with the people who've got something to offer their country. Stay in their country. The people who've got nothing to offer their country have to come out of it. Those who ain't chased out, those who can't go back. They got nothing to offer their country, so they believe they have a life here. They see their peers or their counterparts coming to and from in their expensive gowns, and cleaners that work night and day, and then go back with suitcase full of clothes and suitcase full of that, and make out like they got big money, getting their counterparts over in Africa jealous. They want to come here till they end up washing people's cars for a living and stuff like that. You get what I'm saying? Not Nagwan for them. You get what I'm saying? Really, it's just money. This place has got money, so the more greedy people we have, you know where the boy in Wall Street said greed is good. So the more greed they have, they come here. Greed isn't good. Greed is greed. You know what I'm saying? So if greed is what you're on, then you come here. You know what I'm saying? If I, you can't blame the fact that people ain't got them, because they're all Christian countries. Jamaica is. You get what I'm saying? Jamaica's definitely a Christian country, and look how much poor people there are there. Look how much shantytown people still living in shacks over there. You know what I'm saying? So what happened to their Christian love and their Christian spread it among the people then? What happened to that? What happened to the Samaritan type, flexes and all that? Nothing now going for them. You know what I'm saying? So people don't keep coming and telling me nothing, because what you're saying don't make no sense. Yeah, I'll take this call. Hello?
Yeah, well, good evening, Doctor. It's a doctor. It's your Doctor Owen MD.
Okay. Yeah, what was saying?
Listen to you now, the brother speaker earlier about.
Yeah.
Well, I used to go into a book. I don't have the Bible with me. It's the Solomon.
Solomon.
The Songs of Solomon.
Songs of Solomon, yeah?
Yeah. First chapter.
Chapter what?
The first chapter there.
Yeah?
Can you read that?
You want me to read it?
Just the beginning. I tell you, sister, I don't know cook with me.
This is long though.
I can't even find a Bible right now.
Why?
I don't know where to put it.
Same. Songs of Solomon. What's that after?
Okay, what may I try to say, yeah? The reason why he said the Songs of Solomon, when you read it, yeah? Come like a woman write that book.
Come like a what?
A woman wrote that book.
Okay.
It might sound contrary, yeah?
Yeah.
But the person said, kiss me. You understand me?
Yeah.
My skin is black and what. You understand me?
Okay.
But if you go more and more into it, you understand me? It makes it sort of thick. The way it's put it's not a man who writes it. Yeah. So it might sound contrary because don't know how theology or what.
So who do you think wrote it then?
Huh?
Who do you think wrote it? Makeda.
Yeah, the Queen
of your mouth.
Yeah.
For your love is better than wine. Your anointing oils are fragrant. Your name is oil poured out.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay, now you and the bird you were talking about Christian. Yeah. I'm on the man try to go to church. Yeah.
You go church?
Yeah, I tried.
Yeah.
I was going heavily September coming up before Christmas. Yeah.
You going what?
I was going heavy.
Okay, yeah.
September going to Christmas. And I asked if something went wrong.
Okay. Oh yeah, hold on. Sorry, before you start. Draw me after you. Let us make haste. The King has brought me into his chambers. Yeah, I understand. Yeah. That's cool.
Understand? The reason I point out to you, you're not going to analyze it, probably look at it after.
Yeah.
Don't be too critical. You understand? Make sure to look within. You read it. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You get too critical, you got to miss the point. You understand what I'm saying? Because the reason I listened to you about 2 weeks ago, I talked to your daughter, and she said she knew you on Thursday night. So that's different. I said, she said no. I'm here over Galaxy talking about your format. I was thinking about the ring.
Oh, this is another. It was on another station. I was on another station.
No, you can't. You was on another station.
Yeah, on a Thursday.
Where? What's this?
It was a legal station for. It was legal for about 2 weeks.
Yeah, but I said something. You made her think. You was. I tell you what she told me. You said I didn't hear it. Yeah.
Yeah.
She told me you was talking about creation. Yeah.
Yeah.
And God and Adam and Eve.
Yeah.
And then the serpent said not to eat from the apple and that.
Yeah.
And then she said, but the tree of knowledge. Why God didn't want them to eat and that? But she said she never thought in that way before.
See.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But she says, it's not what you said, it's how you said it, man. Open up our mind.
See.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, that's really cool. I really appreciate that still. You get what I'm saying?
I can't hear you.
Yeah, so that's cool. I really appreciate that. You feeding that back. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, holding there and that. One time me and Commissioner there that argue about X-ray and stuff for late night people. The reason I was arguing about is even barbers in certain communities. If I'm out the brethren, when they talk, they always have to express their F-word and flex here and there, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah? So before there's a need for it, you know?
You don't think there's a need for it?
Huh? I hear you.
You said you don't think there's a need for it?
I have to ring, but I can't hear you all the time. Yeah?
Okay.
I'm going to start.
All right. Yeah. I was losing him. I don't know if he said there was a need. I don't know what he said. I'm not sure if he was saying there's no need for it. The swearing, and I don't know what he's saying. But I do appreciate him saying what that girl said about me opening her eyes and rear. And that's what my intention is. You get what I'm saying? Is to open people's eyes. You get what I'm saying? So that the generation, you see the fear that the Caucasians put in us through slavery. If I open somebody's eyes before they have a child, yeah, or even whilst they've got a child, or even during while they got carrying a child, and they feed down that fearlessness to their children, then the next level of people will be prepared for whatever the next level is to be. Because we won't, each generation's different. Yeah. Oh. Okay, yeah. Alright then. Peace. Yeah, I've got to turn that phone up a bit as I'm hearing, because it's a bit low. Hello?
Hello.
Yeah.
Dr. X.
Yeah.
It's John again from Camberwell.
Okay, yeah.
There was a program on channel, I think on television this week, about babies, on which this black woman, they have, babies, and she said she glad it's a girl, because if it was a boy, she's thinking about police harassment. You see how the system can stifle the black people at birth.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Because you said it a while ago, that's why I telephoned you back.
Okay,
This is the thing about life, It makes you think negative.
Yeah.
But what many people must understand is that if black people and think that way, say 500 years ago, there will be no black.
Yeah, that's definitely. We can. Yeah, it's true, but we can overcome anything,
Well, this is what happened. Yeah, this is true.
But you need knowledge. You need Harriet Tubman. You need Nat Turner. You need people who are willing to fight for. Even though the people them don't give a shit about you, you need somebody who's willing to fight. You get what I'm saying? I've got people calling me all kinds of names and rare and this and that. But I still have to hang in there. Not saying that I'm,
Dr. X, you have time. Look, I'm in this country from the 60s, and you see all the progress some of these say footballers make. And then girl panel BBC one. Yeah. We used to demonstrate and write article about it,
Yeah.
So we want more black people on BBC, more footballers.
Yeah.
And now what them guys should know, as soon as they start footballer, you see them start with a white one at their hand.
That's right. I don't,
It's the same thing with the black girl, them. As far as the majority of them, 25-year-old, get involved having kids with white guys at 65. You know why many of us not get no work now? Because nobody now protest now to get no work. Because when you get the work, you don't want no handout, but you must be conscious.
Yeah.
Race conscious.
Yeah, most definitely.
And because you're not race conscious, you can't get the job. Because as soon as you get the job, you start dropping your knickers. And this is what happens in this country.
Of course.
They're dropping their knickers and dropping their trousers.
Yes.
And nobody respect them.
Yeah, that's right.
You can't give them a good job because the first thing you have to be careful of Caroline. She's going to drop her knickers.
Yeah. And you know what? The reason why each of the organizations that claim to represent black people in this country are run by black people who are overseers and house niggers. You get what I'm saying? Because they represent what some of them don't even have no contact with any. They can't contact black people. Ground black people, that is. And they don't represent us. So therefore, we have nobody.
Yeah. The example is like Trevor Phillips. I remember when Trevor Phillips was, I think, the president of National Union of Students.
Yeah.
And him appeared on a radio for about I think it's the late 70s.
Yeah.
And I think he was a bit rude to a black girl in the program.
Uh-huh.
Him he behave like a real Uncle Tom. You know them old colonial black man in Jamaica who come round in the village and put him in their pocket. And
Overseer.
And represent the Englishman too.
Overseer.
And I think one of the reasons why them guys behave that way, is because the insecurity in the place where them born. I start believe that way,
No, but I wouldn't agree with you. I would say that there's always been, right? There's always been overseers and Uncle Toms, yeah? Overseers that, like I said last week, that beat black people, you get what I'm saying, for the white man. And all that's happened is that this generation, we've allowed the overseers, and they have allowed their overseers. It's the same thing going on. Their overseers are all up in parliament. Their overseers are in government jobs. So really, you've got the same situation going on again. You got the field hands and the overseers in all the government jobs. So he hasn't turned into an Uncle Tom. He's always been an Uncle Tom.
Uncle Tom, always.
Always. You know what I'm saying? He's a part of that Uncle Tom gene. He's a part of that, that turning over of that sellout. Some of it, like the different MPs, they can't speak to black people. You know what I'm saying? They don't represent black people on the ground. What they represent is what white people want them to represent as a black person. You get what I'm saying? Even the way I talk, nobody know why me talk the way me talk, because it's this and it's that. Certain people, educated people, don't want to listen to my show because what? I swear and I rare. You know what I'm saying? But if I was going, oh well, blah blah and blah blah and rare, then I'll be a much more intelligent person, because that would mean that I am now able to assimilate up into the system.
Yes. If you want to get a job now, Doctah X, you give praise to sodomy, and I guarantee you would appear on Radio 4, Radio 5 Live, they'd seek you out, give you a job and say, this is a good nigga. I guarantee that's how you get a job.
Joy, boy.
You're speaking the truth.
Yeah, I know, man, I know.
Are you talking about I moral? They don't want to know it. All they want is a group of weak. And what really annoys me now is the amount of young black youth today, they seem to be mentally weak. When I come to this country, I'm 16-year-old from Jamaica. I was developed to compare with these youth. Them is 30, them is undeveloped.
Because the reason why is because they're being programmed by television, by EastEnders and all these programs that offer nothing but rubbish and sociological mix-up. You get what I'm saying? Even the adults, not even just the children. The adults are. So therefore, their children are growing up in centers, lifestyles centered around. Remember, you're inviting these people into your home, these homosexuals, by turning on the radio. Some of these women, they turn on as they get up in the morning, they turn on the television from 8 o'clock till 8 o'clock, or from 8 o'clock till, you know what I'm saying? Like they don't have no company in their house, so they just turn the television on. And what they've done, they've invited these people into their house 24/7. You get what I'm saying? So their children now don't see no proper representations of themselves. Black man with white woman, black man unking fool and real. Because everybody knows what a fool is. You don't have to be black to understand what a fool is. You know what I'm saying? And so as long as white people keep representing us in this way, the children will having nowhere else to express themselves, start to bow to that level of media attention. And they have no strength. Every time they find a strong character that has somehow found their way into the system, they weaken it. Like everybody liked Ian Wright. Now he's in the system and he's an idiot. You know what I'm saying?
I was listening to Radio 4 a lot this week. There was a play in the day, and there was a black guy in the play, and they introduced him as a crack dealer and as a gunman. So right away I said, I can't really get involved in this. I can't really, because this is exactly what them in the middle there, You see? It's a kind of brainwashing.
And it helps to keep everybody in their place. I'm trying to tell on another show, I was trying to show somebody, white people, they want integration. White people will never be integrated, because white comes out of black. You get what I'm saying? The more integrated you get is the more coloured people you're going to have. And white people do not want to become coloured. So obviously there has to be a level of apartheid or a level of segregation. Because it's silly. If everybody mixed, everybody on the planet would be coloured. You know what I'm saying? So therefore they have to maintain some form of segregation. So all these little coconut black people who think that they're going to somehow integrate, they're madness. It's like us wanting to turn into, suppose it was the other way around. You think we would want to be white people? We wouldn't want to turn into white. As poor as we are, we want to turn into white people. So white people will never want to turn into black people or coloured people, because that's the best they can do.
I think as long as the economy is growing at the moment, it may be okay. If there's a downturn, say,
It will
about
never be okay.
30%.
It'll never be okay. I don't ever think it'll be okay.
That's true, but say for instance, that if the internet, if the internet can play a part in the economy, that means there'll be less jobs around. And the people who will be fired going to be black.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. Well, it doesn't matter. We'll survive anyway. It doesn't matter. I mean, like, everybody's looking for some kind of doomsday scenario. I mean, like, when they were hanging us by our balls, we were still alive and we're still surviving.
True.
So nothing. I mean, if anything, it can't get no worse. If anything, maybe
it can only get better.
It can only get better. So there will be scenarios coming up and up and up. But I feel that too many people, say, boy, them almost like they prophesied it. Like what them call it, self-fulfilling prophecy. If you keep seeing that negativity and you keep seeing that and saying that, it's going to happen, yes. But it will happen anyway, because there will be people out of jobs. But what we need to do is arm our for those of us who are in the know, we need to arm our children with a certain. No more can you grow up your child just to be educated mentally and arithmetically and you know what I'm saying, literally. You have to arm your children to fight the bloody people in the school. You've got to arm your children to fight the next door neighbor, because it's going to be like that. You're going to have these low-class, low-grade people mixing with people who are trying to get their, can't afford to get their school children to another paid school, and they've got to now fight between this girl who wants to, stab her in her face with the scissors that she comes to school with, and all this kind. These are girls. So there is going to be children, people, in terms of being sensible in this new generation, should be sending their children as part of their education to karate classes or boxing classes or something, as well as doing their homework. You get what I'm saying? Because they're going to have to stand up for it. Otherwise, they're going to be lost in the wave of baby mother, baby father syndrome. 6 different picnic in the one school, and the same father, and nobody knows the father.
Yeah.
So if you got a child, you saw for every 10 of this absent parent situation, you got 2 children that is with a solid family. What do you think is going to happen in that wave of people? They're going to get lost. They're going to start coming home talking about sex and madness because they're overwhelmed by their classmates.
True.
So you have to give them more now. If you find yourself in a ghetto area or an urban area, or you know what I'm saying, you have to offer them more. Otherwise, you're going to lose them to that level of people. Black or not black, it doesn't. You know what I'm saying? It's a situation that's being created because nobody is waking up to the fact in what really happened. Remember what the Bible is saying? Bible saying, people become lovers of themselves. Baby mothers only want children for themselves. They don't care about the father. People only want children for themselves. They don't care about whether it's 2 daddy they have or 2 mother they have. They don't care. What they want is for themselves, and they think they have a right to get whatever they want for themselves. And then they turn around and blame society for whatever.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Doctor X, respect.
Yes, yeah, respect.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? You see, you got me going there, John. You got me going on some things like that. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't love that. You get what I'm saying? And what I'm saying, this is what it's all about. It's all Christianity. I don't business. It's all mixed up in that. You get what I'm saying? People, we grew up from a longer time and nothing's changed. Nothing's better. You get what I'm saying? The centres them what we're having run by government, they gave us youth club, the people them who run the youth clubs take the money and go Jamaica, Africa, all over the place. They didn't care about people. They're living good life. I don't see no God coming and striking them down dead. They're living good life still. They took money. I know another man who took money out of the youth club and set up his own sound system, bought himself a pub with the money. You get what I'm saying? Nothing's changed. What's changed? Nothing's changed. The same foolishness is going around, and I refuse to go back around with it. I refuse to I'm breaking that loop. You know what I'm saying? I refuse. And anybody that's down for that, I'm saying to them, listen, fuck that. You get what I'm saying? Forget that, man. Everybody wants to if they're not hotepping, or if they're not, shaloming, if they're not, hiya, salam alaikum and rare. They're inside. Everybody's in their own zone. Nobody cares about the whole. Everybody cares about their part of it. You get what I'm saying? Everybody's searching for themselves only, and then they claim they're part of the race, and then they're all complaining about what's happening to the race. I had a caller just saying that he was going to church, up to that, and I didn't even get where he was going with that. His name is Doctah Owen MD, so I don't, you know what I'm saying, I don't know what he's saying, but I don't know where he was going with that. I'm saying, well, what are you going to church for? So I don't sure whether he was of the Bible or coming to an awakening, or I don't know what he was saying. But to me, if you're still going to church, man, I'm saying to anybody out there listening, if you're still going into sad, you know what I'm saying, it's pointless you listening to Doctah X. It's pointless. You're just wasting your time. You get what I'm saying? Because I'm not about that. You get what I'm saying? I'm not about that. I mean, yeah, you can listen. That's the freedom of your doubt. But it's pointless you listening to me because I'm not about. It's pointless you're phoning me because I'm not about that. You cannot phase me. You get what I'm saying? You have nothing to phase me with except your belief. Because when it comes to reality and truth, you don't know nothing. You get what I'm saying? Your people, a lot of the people out there, they're masking and hiding on a whole lot of things. You ask them to join an organisation and they're on some, boy, work and, you know what I'm saying? Make the white man says come and do some overtime and run gone. So that's what I'm dealing with. Nobody can't really, it's time now that this whole thing's a joke. You know what I'm saying? The whole thing has become a joke. And nobody doesn't care about another person anymore too tough, so long as they get their rocks off. You get what I'm saying? And as soon as I start talking too much religion, rather than, you're going to watch, I know X amount of people have seen the Batman shows them on the television or area. Rather than listen and try to see if anything that I'm saying makes sense, you'd rather switch off. Which, I agree with that too. But I'm saying, but you're not switching off that telly though. You have it on 24/7. So you'd rather have a stranger and your prisoner and your captor in your screens 24/7, so that you become complacent and you become happy with your captor. You're happy with him now. Your cable's on 24/7. You get what I'm saying? Your Sky's on 24/7. Your television's on all the time. Just bare white people beaming in your room every day, beaming in. The television never goes off. Why? Because you can't stand yourself. That's why. You don't even like yourself. You get what I'm saying? Only way you're going to like yourself is through God. You know what I'm saying? You can't take yourself, but you can't take your own. You can't look yourself in the mirror and say, yeah, this is me. I'm a bit wonky at the side and rear, but I love me. You can't do that. Why can't you do that? Why can't you do that? Because you love white people too much. You love the government money they're giving you too much. You get what I'm saying? You love the lies too much. You love if you can sell us a book and card, if you can thief this, if you can run that, if you can cheat the government, anything like that just to survive. We are the rude boy. Boy, I'm surviving, blood. So that's all we need to do. Then you got white people, black white people living in Croydon and Streatham who claims they represent black. Like John said, all I need to do is claim I'm a homosexual, and all the people them that listen and hear about me, boom, yeah, they all come rushing, yeah, Doctah X, yeah. So what do you think about? That's what they need to know. That I'm a batty man. You know what I mean about homophobia. You get what I'm saying? How can you have an irrational fear of yourself, of being the same? They make words up, and black people, they still haven't. People like me, they don't even listen to me. They make shit up. Homophobia. Homo means the same as, or homo is a colloquial word, a slang word for homosexual. So is homophobia a colloquial word, or is it meant to be a full word? Because homo means the same as homo sapien. You know what I'm saying? Homogeneous. You get what I'm saying? Homophobia. Fear of the same. Rubbish. You get what I'm saying? But, we're there. I just play a little bit more of this tape. Oh no, that's still on. 1 second. This is long. Them things is like, it's just when you reach, like Peter just said, he needs to research some more. Of course you do, because that's what this is all about. It's about today in the 21st in the 21st century. It's about knowledge. It ain't about belief no more. You got to know stuff. That's what it's about.
We've got online too. We've got Ricky. Hello, Ricky.
Hello.
Hello.
This isn't Ricky.
Who's this? Janet.
This is B.
Hello.
Yo, it's me again. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Is this? Oh, it's Owen MD. Is that?
Yeah.
Okay. What are you? A doctor?
Yeah, man.
Of what?
Life in general. Living.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the reason we got church. My brethren is a shithead. You understand me? I wonder why I got so long for so many years. I still don't get no better. So then and they meet up on different brethren, sister, older, younger. Give different outlook on life.
Okay.
You understand me?
Okay.
Now, yeah, I'm getting married. Same brethren getting married this year. Still a shithead. Nothing else changed. Yeah.
So when you say a shithead, you mean he takes crack?
Yeah.
Okay. But and he goes to church. He takes crack and goes to church, yeah?
Yeah, man.
Bloody hell. You're
But
gone.
enough of them like that. It's not just thing. I get to realize. It's from like probably half the communities that way.
What were you saying?
I'm being serious, Christian. You understand what I'm saying? I was saying I was staying there from December to Christmas. Then something really happened. I went there to a job for the church. Went to do some pipe work because they had a leak. You understand what I'm saying? Water leak. Then I discovered they had a gas leak as well. You understand what I'm saying? And then this man started shouting at me, want me to look up to him past him. I never moved up on him before. So that stopped me from going there. I wonder what this man wants to shout at me for. And I go there and doing a job. You understand what I'm saying?
He wants
But
you
in
to look up
between-
to the pastor.
Well, that's his problem. You understand? Me never go there for that. But in between, before I forget, you have a brother that could go and meet up there and give enough inspiration. David or Darwood. He used to come and hear. Yeah? April B. I don't know how many years been shot in the head.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Dr.
I've spoke to him.
Is his name, yeah? Who shot in the left area of his head.
Yeah.
Which ripped out my left eye. He gave me this note. You understand me? Around April, I hope you, Genesis and Galaxy could organize something on disarming the youth due to what happened to one brother and others within the community. Is that possible?
I don't know. 1 second.
You there?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I just had to turn the volume up. Genesis and Galaxy, are you saying? You want to?
'Cause he have contributed on both airwaves, you know? Whether, whether people can understand when you're speaking or not. You understand? It's part of the community.
Okay, yeah.
The only place I haven't heard them contribute is on 5FM because they don't have a talk show. I don't know what they're fighting for. And Power Jam. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, so what
So
you
what I'm saying, as an individual, what he has done over the years in the same church I've meted him on, asked him, why don't you pass you? And he tell me he's past that stage. You don't want to go backwards and this and that. But I can't understand what he's saying. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, but you see, at the end of the day, with all due respect, Darwood has to do what he's doing. You get what I'm saying? If that's what he thinks he needs to do, then he does that, isn't it? You get what I'm saying? Because he's a man of whatever. He was off the road. He was in the wrong place at the one time. He got a headshot, and he's where he's at. So whatever he does, he must know who he is and what he's dealing with to go where he's going. Galaxy, right now, this thing has to be cleared up. Galaxy and Genesis are two separate stations. And Power Jam and all that. Unless these people, right, have approach us or talk about us the way we talk about them. You get what I'm saying? Because we have no fear of them. You get what I'm saying? And approach us sensibly. Yeah. Then we're not going to do. No one's going to say nothing because Genesis isn't going to do it. They have to approach us.
Brethren, we're not dealing with Galaxy or Genesis, but what I'm saying as an individual, meet the brethren on the road. Me and was talking. I meet him in a bookshop down Camberwell Green actually.
Yeah.
We was speaking, you know. And then after I asked him what, and he said, be coming up such and such time he been shot. And I'm just saying, use it as a remembrance. And I would telephone personally Galaxy and ask them to do the same.
Yeah, but hear what I'm saying. Yeah. And the bottom line is this: we've got our own organisations to deal with, and they've got theirs. You get what I'm saying? So, unless it's a I mean, you're an individual, like you're saying, and you're asking that, so that's cool. But what I am saying from the Raggo Chat Show point of view, anyway, is that ain't gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? I've spoken on them. I've seen the level or the mentality of those stations and the way they're really at in their hearts. You know what I'm saying? There's some Christian. There's some Christian station. I'm not dealing with no Christians. You don't understand what I'm saying?
Do I get involved in the informal war? You're talking about organising people. You're talking about organising.
What you're telling me not to get involved? How can you organise something when you're working with your enemy? That's madness. You're saying don't get involved in the war.
No, you misunderstand me, Doctor.
Okay.
I'm saying,
yeah.
I'm not involved with Galaxy or Genesis, but I'm just trying to organise something.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, I'm showing you
why. The
why.
only way I could do that is to use the airwaves.
Okay, well, I'm showing you that.
You as a representative of the Genesis.
All right, so what I'm saying to you.
Galaxy representative.
Okay, so what I'm saying to you, let me repeat what I'm saying to you, yeah? There is something going on. It's pointless you trying to protect. We're not into no plating with nobody, you get what I'm saying, or no pretending. Because that's going back to Christianity. The fact is, Galaxy, the people on Galaxy do not talk to us in a manner that is to deem respectful, and it's the same with the people on Power Jam. It's simple. So why would we then want to join with them? That's simple. Do you need any more than that? It's just not going to happen unless we come to a forum where we meet, we approach, or we meet all together and we thrash out what we're dealing with, because there's too much religion up in this and too much personal agendas up in this. You know what I'm saying? And to come together, you got to drop both of those two things. You know what I'm saying?
Me, they're talking, but me get brave and still talking. Yeah, I criticize if you criticize that. When me talking, we put aside my petty difference.
Yeah, but you can do what you can call it petty if you want, blood.
Mine. What I'm saying, I'm not saying yours.
Right.
Yeah?
Well, I'm saying that's cool.
Me as an individual.
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah?
That's cool.
We'll telephone a talk show. Just to talk an argument and probably come out a loser. I don't mind, but this talk
but it's
on
not,
the show have started.
It's
you
not.
understand? People is telephoning and putting across ideas.
Yeah, but that's cool though, blood. But it's like you're saying coming out the loser and all that. You know what I'm saying? That's from an ego point of view. I'm saying to you, I'm making a point. I'm making a clear point. Yeah. I've made the point. I don't have to make it again. I've made the point. It's not going to happen like that. That's all I'm saying. What are you talking about, loser and all that? You know what I'm saying? There's no loser in it. It's just that you ask a situation. I've showed you the situation as it stands, because I don't know how long you've been listening to the show, but a lot of things have gone on. This is not like we're just there, they're not doing anything. We've made out little sounds. You get what I'm saying? And got negative responses. You get what I'm saying? I've talked on Galaxy and I've talked on Power Jam. You get what I'm saying? And got negative responses. So why then would I just go and try and join up with them, or even be a part of something that wants to join up with somebody who doesn't want to recognize what we're dealing with? You know what I'm saying?
I hear what you're saying.
That's all the point I'm making. So it's just not going to happen. Not from Doctah X's point of view. It's better you phone up somebody else's show and ask them. Maybe they're in a different mindset. You get what I'm saying?
Brethren, you see my state of mind right now.
Your state of mind, yeah?
I would telephone Power Jam, Jealousy, Genesis, yeah?
Yeah.
I don't have no mental hang up on this or that about that.
You don't have to have none. I've heard you on Power Jam. I've heard you on Power Jam. You phone Power Jam regularly.
Hear what I'm saying?
This is the first time you phoned my show ever.
Bridget, hear what I'm saying?
I'm listening to you.
I would telephone our 3 station, yeah? Because the information was there to put across the people in the community level.
Well, you tell them what I said. When you phone them, you tell them what I said. You get what I'm saying?
I think probably one be a representative Power Jam probably listening, you know? And then like speaking to you made me feel very negative trying to do something for the brother. You know, if he was to speak here, it's going to take all day for him to express himself. A lot of people going to get bored. So
yeah, of course.
I would do it.
That's cool, but that's cool.
But trying to do it, you seem like you're going to be a brick wall in front of me.
Well, that's how life is, blood. That's how life is, blood. That's how life is. It's always been like that. You just keep doing what you're doing until you get to the point. You know what I mean? You never take no for an answer. You keep pushing. That's what you do, innit? That's what I would do.
Yeah, man. We are in the 21st century.
Yeah.
We're moving in the 22nd, so.
Yeah.
And we still getting in the same position. We don't care.
Yeah, of course we're in the same position until we come to this understanding where we can drop the ego and we can drop the religion. Yeah, we're going to always be in the same position. Don't you understand what I'm saying? And we can, the ego Doctor and the religion has to be put one side. Simple.
Doctah X.
Yeah.
What your benefit to teacher Malcolm? Yeah. And teacher we as black people have to put our religious difference, economical difference, and come together. We can't do that. We ain't going to get nowhere.
Yeah, but the same. Yeah, okay. He's
that's
my
Power Jam. That's Genesis. That's Galaxy.
Yes, yeah. But hear what I'm saying. Hear what I'm saying. You don't hear what he's like. You know, listen to me. I said to you, I've already approached them. So unless they approach us, it ain't happening. This is what I'm saying to you. It's not like you're not listening to me. We've got people.
We're gonna go to Galaxy. I'm gonna go to Power Jam. I'm gonna expect the same response from all three of them. And we're gonna get us. I'm gonna do my part.
But listen,
and now I'm gonna meet up on a negative response.
So what are you saying? What are you saying? So what are you saying to me now?
What are the radio stations there for?
What are you saying?
What I'm saying?
Listen what I'm saying to you again, right? As long as them don't respect Genesis, they ain't doing nothing with Genesis. It's clear as that. So you go and tell them what I said. I mean, if you're gonna go, if they're gonna, I phoned their show. None of them's ever phoned my show. I phoned both of their shows. You get what I'm saying? Power Jam, and none of them's ever phoned my show. So therefore, that means that I've got to go to them. Now I've been to them. Now they need to come to me or us. Simple. You know what I'm saying?
I hear what you're saying.
That's it. So if they don't want to do that, maybe Power Jam might want to go to Galaxy, or Galaxy might want, but they ain't going to want to, because it's all ego. It's all agenda driven. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Man's got their own agenda.
Can I
that's
cut
why.
you there? Can I cut you there?
Yeah.
If we was to bring an artist from America,
Yeah.
and just to promote it, all the radio stations then get involved.
Yeah.
Well, look at David in that same way. All right, I'll keep in tune, have a lovely night, but go a bit further than that. Argument, your love, guidance.
Man. You get what I'm saying? A man's, see, this is what I'm talking with the hard ears flicks. You get what I'm saying? I'm saying to a man clearly, a man's still talking about, look at David in that way. You get what I'm saying? Look at David in what way? You get what I'm saying? He just said he's making a phone call for the brother because the brother, when the brother talks, it takes long. You get what I'm saying? And people get bored. It came out of his own mouth. It's on the tape. You get what I'm saying? So therefore, it's not an easy situation to get involved in. So what makes you think that, first of all, you've got to understand whether anybody else wants him? Because it's just like nobody wants me on their station. Why would anybody necessarily want David? Because he's got somebody standing up for him. He's got people representing me. Doesn't mean that something's going to happen. Be realistic. It's not about negativity. It's about balance. It's about knowing the realistic point of view that you're trying to make, not whether I'm being negative or not. I've told you what I've done. I've told you how it's done. You get what I'm saying? You know, all this love guidance and all that bollocks, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't mean nothing. What does it mean unless it lives out reality? Words are just wind. You get what I'm saying? It has to be proven in a reality how a man actually is. You get what I'm saying? Love and peace and love and don't mean nothing unless you're living like that. Unless you're flexing like that. You get what I'm saying? I've got Master Cut in the house, so you know I'm gonna zoom off now. He's just gone toilet, so I've got about a minute. You get what I'm saying? You know, charm. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you what. I'm mashing down Christianity. That's what I'm saying. I'm mashing down all them where they meet in a church. I'm not into that. You get what I'm saying? You know, it's like you listen to. I said earlier on, if you go to church, it's pointless you listen to me because you're gonna come up against a brick wall. You go to the church and you still follow me. I've got to put aside my difference. Put aside your difference. You get what I'm saying? Put aside your difference. All of them need to put aside their difference and see what we're dealing with. We need to sit around the table and come to, just like any other council, just like any other forum, and find out where we agree. Find out what it is we want to do. But as long as they want to go on telly, as long as they want to, you know, make money off of the adverts, as long as they want to do that, of course, I mean, it's like madness. Why would you want to give up money to do something for your people? That's madness. You know what I'm saying? As far as they're concerned. So therefore, you know what I'm saying? It's pointless getting involved in any talk show with them because they're not about us. You get what I'm saying? They complain about me on Galaxy. I went on Galaxy. I said my bit. I went on there another time. You get what I'm saying? What's that all about? You know what I'm saying? I'm not into no sideward meeting. If you want to eat, we meet on the air. If you want to meet, we stay on air. We meet on the air because that's where the public know us. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing personal between me and you or me and any other individual. But I know that I'm beating down Christianity because I believe, my belief is like that. They believe in God. I don't believe in that God. Simple. So they have the right, you know, the human declaration right of rights has says that you have the right to your own religion and your own opinion. And my opinion is my opinion is that it's time now them thing they get crushed. You get what I'm saying? All the bless and, you know, everywhere you go, bless and you know, bless and jalab and shalom and guidance and only, you know what I mean? They all think it's all bollocks. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if it was making a difference, I'd embrace it and say, because man, I live good. You know what I'm saying? Man, you know, it's all words and all some little idiot words man's on. You know what I'm saying? They're not living that life. They're not living through that. They're just talking talk. You get what I'm saying? And they're not walking no walk. You get me? Them meet up in a church. From your meeting up in a church, boy, that straight away shows that something's not right as far as I'm concerned. Means you're still there. You get what I'm saying? The church, them churches, not me. You get what I'm saying? So therefore, it's never going to work, is it? You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is that Genesis will do something. Genesis will definitely do something for the people them, or for them people them from their point of view. You get what I'm saying? And if Galaxy, you know, it's not up to me, it's up to the people them who run the station. You get what I'm saying? But from my point of view, them go ahead. Master Cut's in the house. So we're gonna wind down now, you know what I'm saying? And ciao. You get what I'm saying? The phone line was definitely quiet this week. You get what I'm saying? I thought that people was gonna like come and like give me some argument, but it looks like they get all scared, all frightened. You get what I'm saying? know what I'm saying? They want me to come off the subject. You get what I'm saying? But you know, like I'm saying, I don't in no free chat with nobody. You know what I'm saying? I'm not in no free chat. A man just can't phone up. I'm talking about one thing. A man just phone up out the blue and talk about something else. You know what I'm saying? A man has to know what he's dealing with, stuff. You get what I'm saying? Talk about what we're talking about. Christianity. That's what we're dealing with. You get what I'm saying? Not whether you want to introduce Dawood to and do something to save the people. Them. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure that D-Row can organise something for himself. You get what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I've seen them brothers. I heard them brothers. What? You know what I'm saying? Nothing great. I mean, if we'd introduce somebody from America. I'm from England too. Quaker's from England. What? Peace, I'm out.
And boxing with Genesis FM, the undisputed champ. Oh, good uppercut from Genesis. Oh my word, Power. James Power's been cut off. WNK are coming forward. And WNK are in trouble. WNK's been taken. And it's a tremendous fight with Baseline FM. Baseline FM throws a rabbit punch. Up straight right from Genesis. And Baseline is reduced to treble in this arena tonight. It's all over. There's a lot of punching in that corner. Paradise is putting up a fight. Paradise is in misery. Paradise has been taken. It's absolutely amazing. Genesis getting in on the inside with the fast punches and right or left off from Genesis, and Galaxy's in a black hole at the moment. Oh, there's a straight driving, jabbing, kisses mouth and kisses out. Absolutely great body shots from Genesis. Oh my word, choice is no choice. The corner's thrown in the tower. What a disaster. Punishing headshots from Genesis. Oh, Skyline needs a helpline. What a beating. Oh, the power of that Genesis jab. Irie FM doesn't feel so Irie now. They're out. Pumping right hook. And Lightning's blown a fuse. They've been taken. Guys doing the Harley shuffle. Clive's in all sorts of problems now. That's knocked the vibe out of them. And Radio 1's gone. Radio 2's out. Radio 3's hurt. Radio 4's been bored up. Genesis stalking like a civilized savage. And Capital Radio's running from London. I gotta say, what an extraordinary opponent. Road Girls FM is stumbling about in a daze. Genesis has such a new look on his face. A great one to rock that is rocking violently from that jab. Call the doctor. It's all over.
Genesis Radio, the undisputed #1 champ. So much energy, I just don't know when to stop. Rip your apart. With a chance.